Back to our channel. Today we are going to start culture methods. Culture methods is a method for the growing of the microorganisms. We do this actually for the isolation of the bacteria in the pure culture from the specimens and to see the properties and to obtain the growth for the antigen preparation and to study the susceptibility of the bacteria to the antibacterial agents, bacteriophages and also bacteriocins. And also to study the viable count. Viable count means living or microorganisms are known as viable count, and to maintain the stock cultures, that is to maintain the stock of the bacteria. And next, we have actually for inoculating the media we use the inoculation loop, spud, straight wire or pasture pipette. This is the inoculation loop, this is the spud, this is the straight wire. The inoculation loop has a loop as the name says, and this spud has a slight curve at the end, and the straight wire is same straight as the name says. Pathological material is a primary culture for isolation of the pathogens. Subculture for the further study of the isolated organisms. Spud is a straight wire bent at the end to scrap the medium or pick up the sticky colonies. We have already seen. Straight wire is the name says straight. For the stab or shake culture, we'll see them to pick up the exactly a single colony from the mixture. And the pasture pipette is the capillary pipette with the rubber teeth for inoculating the urine, CSF and also liquid culture. So what is the streak culture? The streak culture, streak means like the streaks, drawing streaks like this. For isolating the bacteria in the pure culture for a specimen. So we use it to isolate the bacteria from other non-pathogenic bacteria. From the sterilized loop, the bacteria is put on the dried culture plate near the peripheral area. This is known as primary inoculum. So to this primary inoculum, it's spread over by streaking in the parallel lines. So we spread it all over by streaking like this. For example, this is a culture media. So we start streaking like this. So as we start streaking like this, after the incubation, the growth becomes thinner and well separated over the final streak. Because you see, as we do like this, first streak has more bacteria, next somewhat intensity decreases, and for the last totally the intensity decreases. So from that we can isolate our pathogenic bacteria from remaining bacteria in the culture. So this is what the streak culture, very easy. Next, the lawn and the carpet culture. It is for the used for the antibiotic susceptibility and also for the bacteriophage typing and for bacterial antigens preparation and also vaccines in the large amount. Actually, the surface of the plate is flooded with the liquid and the bacteria added by the swab soaked in the bacteria culture. So what we do is we take a earbud like thing and we put it in bacterial solution and put on our culture plate like this, as we showed before. On the culture plate we put the bacteria, and what happens, it gets spreaded all over because of using pipette is sealed, because the pipette is sealed and used to spread the material. So whole bacteria spreads all over the surface and it gets accumulated in particular regions. Where it is more, there we can say that specific antibiotic is acting against that antigen or bacteria, so that it is used for the antibiotic specificity, also bacteriophage typing for bacteria antigens prepared, and vaccines in large amount. We can produce vaccines in large amount because as it is easily spreadable, so we can prepare it in large amount. So this is about lawn or carpet culture. And next we have the stroke culture. The stroke culture is made in tubes with agar, slope or slant. So actually in tubes we pour the agar solution, that is also, remember, only nutrient agar, because we know agar is non-nutrient, so we add the nutrient broth to it, so make it nutrient agar. So we pour the agar and we put the fold, actually if you think this is the tube, so we will put it in a slanting. So we know if tube is in slanting, the liquid also will be in the slanting position. So like that it is arranged in the stroke culture to obtain the pure growth of the bacteria for slide agglutination and also other diagnostics. So this is used for that. And next we have the stab culture. As the name says, stab, like stabbing someone. So what we do, the culture is made by puncturing the deep inside the agar with the help of a straight wire charged with the culture media to demonstrate the gelatin liquefaction, and it is used for oxygen requirement to demonstrate the oxygen requirement by the bacteria and to remain the stock culture of the bacteria for preservation. So actually stab culture is that, if you think this is a pipe, in this we have our agar solution and we actually puncture it by using a straight loop. So by puncturing it, what happens is we can easily demonstrate the gelatin liquefaction, that is how much it is liquefied and how much oxygen is required by the bacteria. Because if some of the microorganisms which they grow above this culture or near the surfaces, it means require oxygen, aerobic. If they are in deep inside, don't require oxygen, anaerobic. We can find out like this the oxygen requirement by bacteria, and also to maintain the stock. Actually by this stab culture we can maintain this, we can preserve this bacteria for long time. Port plate culture. So port plate culture is inoculum is diluted and 1 ml dilution is added to 15 ml melted agar at 45 to 50 degrees and it is mixed well. So after mixing this solution, the content of the tube is poured into a sterile petri plate and set. So and it is set, allowed to set. So we will pour this on a plate, that is culture plate, and allow it to set. We will leave it after whole night and incubation at 37 degrees. The colonies are distributed, depth of the media are counted, that gives the viable count. So the colonies are formed in the depth of the media, like if you think this is a plate, so here like this the colonies are formed in the depth of the plate. Then we will count it, that is nothing but giving the viable count. That too will count only the living microorganisms there. So it is used to quantitate the bacteria in the urine culture and also for water analysis, for assay of antibiotic enzymes. So this is what use the pore culture. And next we have the liquid culture. It is in tubes. The screwed capped bottles or flasks are inoculated with the loop, pipettes or syringes. They are preferred for the large and quick yield. For blood culture, sterility tests like milk sterility, etc. And for specimens with antibiotics and also antibacterial substances which are rendered ineffective by dilution in medium. So for all this we use the liquid culture. So liquid culture is just like we use a flask like thing and pour the culture there, but there are disadvantages, that is don't provide pure culture from the mix as liquid all are mixed, it cannot provide the isolated organism or pure culture. And next, the identification of bacteria is not possible because all are mixed, so we can't identify which is specific bacteria. And the best temperature for the incubating bacteria, especially for pathogenic, is 37 degrees. That is our body temperature, because we know most of the pathogenic are suffering us. That means they live in our body temperature, so it is easy to understand. And actually, and most of the pathogenic bacteria are mesophilic. And the incubator is same too as hot air over here. You can see the incubator. Actually, we use this in our laboratories to maintain the temperature of 37 degrees, and we put the shelves of bacteria inside like this, and we maintain it in our laboratory as a stock for study of its different microorganisms. And next we have the anaerobic bacteria. As the name says, anaerobic, they can't live in the presence of oxygen. So actually there are candle jars prepared for this to inoculate, but actually this candle jar is not so it's not proper, because it provides only 5 to 10% of carbon dioxide concentration conditions which are suitable for the growth of the capnophilic bacteria, but we can't say surely anaerobic bacteria. We know capnophilic means carbon dioxide loving bacteria, so it can't actually give the proper. What the candle jar experiment says is we need to put a candle in the jar and close it, so as candle takes all the oxygen and it glows, and later put off, so oxygen will be absent, but this is not correct. So next, the McIntosh and Fled's jar are used, which are widely used method right now. So what is this? We can see in our textbooks here. So here you can see this is the McIntosh and Fields jar. So it actually has an outlets through which we will take out all the oxygen out of it, and we have an inlet, we pump the hydrogen to it, because for example if some oxygen is remained here, it reacts with the inlet of hydrogen and forms water and it gets out, so it becomes anaerobic condition for the bacteria to grow. And we can actually put the culture plates here, and we can see the growth of it. And there are also many other methods, that is we can use a chemical indicator or biological indicator. In chemical indicator we use a reduced methyl blue, which is usually colorless. In anaerobic conditions it is colorless, but it turns blue on exposure to oxygen, so we can use it as indicator. And natural biological indicator is a plate inoculated with culture of strict aerobes. Strict aerobes are like Pseudomonas Arosa is placed in jar. Actually, this is strict arrow. That is so, if it does not grow, it confirms anaerobiosis. So this is easy to find out. And next we also have absorption of oxygen by chemical or biological methods. So actually, other than this McIntosh and Fields jar, we can use pyrogalol. It is a method. In this method, a tube containing pyrogalolic acid plus sodium hydroxide is placed inside a tight jar that absorbs oxygen and produces the anaerobic conditions. So easily understand. Chromium and sulfuric acid, these are the two chemicals react in the presence of oxygen and forming the chromous sulfate and produce the anaerobic condition. And also we can use the gas pack. Gas pack is presently, this is a method of choice. So gas packet contains the pellets of citric acid, sodium bicarbonate, and also sodium borohydrate and cobalt chloride is commercially available. It generates the hydrogen and carbon dioxide on addition of water. So hydrogen combines with oxygen to produce water and creates the anaerobic conditions, same as before. So the working is inoculated plates are placed in the airtight jar. The packet of gas pack with the water is added and the lid is tightly closed. So remember this, tightly closed. Advantages: simple, reliable, no risk of explosion as in Mechels. Mechels as is involving the electric process, so it may blast sometimes, but it doesn't have any risk of explosion. This normal. And biological other methods are by incubating the culture of aerobic organisms such as Pseudomonas aeruginosa in airtight jar with assumption that utilization of oxygen by aerobic bacteria for their growth creates the anaerobic condition. So this method is actually available, but it is slow and ineffective. And also by using the reducing agents in a medium can be reduced by using various reducing agents, like here you can see some reducing agents. And next we have the Robertson's cooked meat method. That is the most widely used method for anaerobes. It contains a fat-free minced cooked meat of an ox heart in the nutrient broth. The meat particles contain the unsaturated fatty acids, utilize the oxygen for oxidation. So the reducing substances glutathione and cysteine utilize the oxygen and help in the growth of anaerobes. So this is one more method. So we can heat the medium for inoculation at 80 degrees for 30 minutes, oxygen free, and layering with sterile liquid paraffin. After the inoculation prevents the fresh entry of the oxygen into the medium. So various methods of obtaining pure culture. So there are also various methods for obtaining pure culture. That is surface plating. We already studied. Routinely used in the clinical laboratories, that leads to formation of isolated colonies of different bacteria. Main function, which may be picked out for the further identification and study the use of enriched, selective, and indicated media for isolation of pathogens from specimens with varied flora such as fecus. And also the pure cultures obtained by the pre-treatment of specimens with bactericidal substances which destroy the unwanted bacteria without producing any harm to the wanted bacteria. This all we already discussed. Example, the treatment of septum with alkali and acid destroys the most common cells and help to get the pure culture of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And next, coming to the pure cultures of the obligate aerobes and anaerobes can be obtained by incubating under the aerobic and anaerobic conditions respectively. The pure cultures of the spore forms can be obtained by heating the mixture at 80 degrees. That too, heating eliminates vegetative forms of the bacteria. And the bacteria can also be separated from incubating at different temperature. Example, we can take the pure culture of thermophiles like Clostridia can be obtained by incubating them at 60 degrees. And next, the motile bacteria can be separated from non-motile bacteria by Charsis tube or U-tube technique. So this is all about the culture media. Let's see in the next video.